There's plenty of other people in my life that would probably are definitely relieved that I wouldn't be found in a room with 700 other Amandas. You know what I mean? Like, I can get obnoxious pretty quickly. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to all of my sponsors who don't pay me yet, to all my fans who haven't met me yet, and to my family who encourages me in all of these crazy shenanigans.
And hasn't met her yet.
This is my friend Alex. We are here for Greenside Chats. Cheers, and thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
If you look at Kant's categorical imperative, you're really going to want to consider why the ethical weight shifts left instead of right, you know?
Well, carry on with someone who actually gives a fuck about whatever the fuck you're talking about.
No one. It's just a waste of money.
I wanted to start these chats because part of my journey as a golf pro is I've just noticed that if people have community, when they come to me as a player, they usually stay. And if they come to me and they don't have any friends yet, I need to build a class so that they can make a buddy and then go play golf. But I wanted to ask you, what's your earliest memory of golfing?
I was like, I'm too young to feel like this much of an asshole. Like, it was my memory. Like, I was 12 years old and my dad, like, bless him. I mean, seriously, bless him. But also, like, takes his 12-year-old son out to Fountain Grove.
Oh,
never golfed.
Never had, okay.
And I'm like, I take a lesson, and then he's like, I mean, I don't exactly remember. I just remember, like, you could twist the thing and pretzels would come out, and I take them to the cart.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah,
you know,
what a good time.
So excited.
Don't they have, like, the party mix over there, too?
Yeah, they've got that nice party mix,
and
or they
got
did.
those sesame sticks in there with the goldfish.
The goldfish blew my mind.
That shit's the shit.
It was good. Yes. It was good. That was the best part of golf at
yes,
first.
Absolutely.
But I just remember, I don't remember if it's hole 10 or I don't know, I haven't played Fountain Grove in so long, but like I remember hitting the ball incorrectly, like it went to the right or whatever, and I just get like the, Alex, like head down.
Oh, sure.
You know, or like swinging too fast. And in my head, I'm like, I want to watch the ball and I want to hit the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So why
am I even here?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
And then like baseball, high school, and you know, my baseball coach was like, if you don't play golf, it's gonna ruin your swing. And I was like, I have like a
thing anyway.
.05 batting average anyway, so I don't know what the deal is. Never did. And then, I mean, so yeah, my earliest memory is just being so frustrated with the sport. And like also, like I don't want to tuck my shirt in. That was like really a big thing too. Like looking at the aesthetic, I mean, obviously it's at Fountain Grove, it was very specific, but like I just like saw the type of human, and I'm like just learning about like Jimi Hendrix and like Nirvana, and I'm like this doesn't make any sense.
Well, and it just ends up being 180 degrees the other way.
Right.
And I know exactly what you're talking about with regards to like what the stuffiness around being at a place where there's so much expectation around how you dress and what your shirt is doing, what shirt you're wearing, how long your hair is, what kind of socks you got. I mean, like the whole scene, right? All of it. Anyways.
No, I mean, seriously, like I would go golfing, attempt with my dad at like 12, and like immediately afterwards go to the skate park. Like that's where my mind was at, you know? And so it's like, okay, like this is not for me. And then I did it maybe once or twice, like in high school, like with some of the baseball guys and like just like golfing here, like barefoot and just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I never understood it. Like I remember I like was lucky enough, not obviously, but I was lucky enough to go to the Masters earlier this year for the practice rounds. And I didn't even think about it, but I like have like a golf shirt on. I have like golf pants on, like golf shoes on. Yep. And I have my like brand new Bandon hat.
Yep.
But it's backwards. And before they even let me in through the metal detector, they're like, sir, you need to turn your hat around. And I was like,
what?
In my head, I'm like, do I need to laser out my tattoos and cut my hair too? Like, what? Okay,
Like,
fine.
how are we falling on our
Fine.
sword over this thing?
I'm really sorry. But I mean, like, then you go into the Masters and it's like, they don't even let squirrels in there. So you're like, okay, I get it, I guess. Like, you
No.
want a very specific image. Like,
Oh, yeah.
here we are. But then it was like coming back here. I mean, just if we're talking about like how I got into it.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's like, so hearing that story, and you're not the only person in my life that I know that's been like, I mean, I felt that way too. I hated golf when I was a kid. Hated it. It was so hard. So hard. It was so much less fun than playing basketball, playing softball. And when I think about it as a kid, there was so much weight in being able to play golf well.
yes.
If you didn't know how to play.
Right.
Right? So you're going out there, and I mean, I would go out there with my papa, my mom's dad, who he just like the things that I remember about what was exciting for me is very similar to yours. Like, I would get a cheeseburger and a Coke at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the reason I went. Oh, and I also got to drive the cart. Those were the reasons that I played. It wasn't because I was like, oh man, this is the best sport that ever exists. No, it felt like the worst sport that ever existed.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
And so when I think about those experiences of like both of us growing up, having family members that wanted us to play, and then our experiences were just awful. Why do we play now? What gets us back to playing? Like,
Yeah.
why did you even play again?
I know. It's so like, it's like such the antithesis of any sort of childhood trauma. Like, like no one has a like terrible experience. Like, you know what? I'm gonna restart this.
I'm gonna start over.
I'm gonna start this again, and then you
see
do
if
it.
I have a second experience.
Right, and then you do it for the rest of your life. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me at first, like, I didn't restart until COVID. So I'm one of those guys.
Oh yeah.
One of those guys.
Yeah, man, COVID really helped us a lot, actually.
But
in
like,
a lot of ways.
Again, I was not going out to play golf. I was going because like Paul and I could drink together outside, and
Yes.
like we'd have our own cart and whatever. But like, it just was like the only outside of like hanging out in my driveway with other people.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome. And then I like, you just have that one shot or that one hole, and you're like, wait.
Okay, wait, hang on just
Hold
a
on.
second.
I can do that. Like that's easy.
Yeah.
And then that's just like
That's all it took.
that's all it really took, I feel like. I mean, that, and then just like so many other like deeper elements. Like once you really start like doing it more than just like, hey, like let's grab a 6-pack and like get ripped on the golf course. And like we'll both shoot 90s on 9.
And if you're that player, good on you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're doing it wrong if you're not. Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast. I think it's really interesting, kind of what you're saying, describing being in COVID. It's extremely isolating. It can lead to an extreme loneliness and some depression, and who knows, any host of things. But I was listening to this podcast called Ologies. If you don't know Ologies, it's worth a listen. Allie Ward is dissecting all kinds of things, specifically ologies. And this one, I'm pretty sure it's called salugenology, as in the...
It's a $10 word right there.
Yeah, as in like the study of what makes us healthy, or what is going to get us back to being healthy, and not in a medicinal way, but in a social prescription way. And so if your way of being able to find yourself again, to find balance and have less anxiety, and oh my God, I'm really nervous that this guy's going to hit us in the teeth.
Here we go.
Is to be able to go outside or play music or play golf or be with your friends and drink a beer or whatever, then you should go do those things. And that again is like the juxtaposition or 180-degree swing away from prescription, or pathology, I think which is the study of disease in the first place.
Okay.
So if you have disease and you can combat the disease with medicine or with social time, knitting, riding your bicycle, playing music, playing golf, being with your friends, whatever, I'd rather take this one.
Yeah, for sure, always.
Every time.
Personally, yeah, definitely.
And so sometimes when I think about, like, why do I play?
Mm-hmm.
If I play, which I don't play a lot, but if I do play and I want to play, it's because I want to be with my friend.
Yeah.
Or I want to be with my family. And
Yeah.
I want to spend 2 to 5 hours with them walking and talking.
Yeah, I feel like that was like one of the, like, I feel like golf is just like, or the golf adventure, and I'm still such a youngling.
Mm-hmm.
May the fourth be with you. It's like such a series of like curves, and like there's that first like bell curve, if you will, like where you start playing, you're playing because you're playing with friends, you want to drink, you want to hang out, it's fun being outside, every now and then you get a par, whatever.
Yep.
But then it's like, okay, I'm like like opium hooked, and I'm going like every day. I don't care if they pair me with an old lady, I don't care if they pair me with a kid. I'm just here to like try and grind and do all this stuff, and and you're like, oh sweet, like I still shot a 50 on the front, that's great. And then you start coming down from that and you realize, actually, I started because I wanted to be with friends.
Right.
And now I'm realizing I have no chance of getting into the PGA. So, I'm going to go back to being with my friends.
You've full circled back to the reason that you started and in the first place.
And that's like I feel like that's level 2 of experiencing golf, because it's like you get to this point where you know how to not care enough.
Yeah.
That's so hard to do.
It feels like, I think in the beginning, it almost feels impossible, because it's not just don't care about what your score is, but it's don't care that you're not the best player out there. Don't care that you don't know everything about it. Mm-hmm. Don't care that you're not faster than everybody else. Like, everybody's on their own marathon with golf. Like, wherever you started in your life, well, you know, just know it's a marathon.
Yeah.
You're gonna have ebbs and flows the rest of your career. Just embrace and enjoy the place that you are now.
Right.
Because you're going to find somebody that is in that exact pain spot, if you want to call it that. They are there too. So let's go find them.
Yeah.
Hang out with them and play with them and talk about your same, you have these same pain points. So just talk about how you deal with them.
Right.
Right. Just to know, like, okay, I came out here, I didn't have any friends, I was alone. I made a friend. They have whatever experience they have as a golfer. But then I made all these other friends and realized I wasn't alone in my suffering with what my golf game is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so then you have those people, and all of you are kind of on that marathon together.
There's nothing physical to me that's comparable. I feel like you might be able to argue that there are like some like video game experiences, like if you're playing a large online community, that feel comparable, because you're addicted, you want to go again and again and again. It's like you have your group and you're like, hey, I'm trying to get better and better and better. But like even like an individual sport, like let's say like skateboarding, like skateboarding is cool. Mm-hmm. Like, you like go out to skate, and like even if you're terrible, you're still like hanging with the skaters.
Well, you're still cool.
You're still cool.
Yeah.
Whereas like golf, you're not cool. Like, that's not a thing.
Well, like
like you might be cool to other golfers, but you
are not cool to a skateboarder.
You do not put golf on your dating profile. That's not a thing. Or if you do, it's like very much like, hey, I golf, this is my flag.
And yes,
no pun intended.
Yes, exactly. 1000% thanks, pride's coming. But if you meet, like, if you are the one that decides to put on your dating profile that you golf, hopefully whoever is looking for someone to date, they also golf.
Yeah.
Because a golfer is really only going to understand a golfer. We're psychotic.
Right, yeah. You either need to also golf, or you love the idea of having like 40% of a person.
Exactly.
Because they're just going to be...
It's like so true, right? Like
there's no in between there.
It's an obsession, I feel like, because if you really are invested in it, it is your mistress.
Oh yeah.
I met a woman one time. She came out for lessons with me, and she legit described golf as her husband's mistress. And I was like, lady, why are you here? She said, well, if I'm going to get his attention, I need to start golfing. And I said, I'm going to be really honest with you. This game is too hard for you to decide that you need to be the other woman in his life now, because that ship sailed. He's
Yeah.
already got one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have room. So if you want to golf, do it because you want to golf. Because
Right, yeah.
it's challenging in its own set of ways that if you don't actually enjoy it, you won't play.
Right.
And you'll actually hate him and it and maybe
Yeah,
yourself.
and everything. Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
hate everything.
Yeah, that's what's like. So I think like, at least for me, I feel like it was pretty quickly, and probably because of COVID, because like during COVID you were playing with people, but you're still like alone in your cart,
Yeah.
alone in your shot.
Yes.
So like I got used to like being alone on the course.
Yes.
And then like when you get to that point where you're like okay with like the loneliness, I guess, then you start to like extract the funness out of the things. You're like, cause then you're like, okay, wait, I'm too lonely.
Yeah,
I need to like reconnect with the
I need to
world.
have some sort of connection. Yeah.
And then you start like meeting people, like finding, I don't know, like, I don't want to say like I've like found aspects of myself, but like in retrospect, I understand like why this game is so important to me, because you have just these moments where you like forget what you're doing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things like that, but there are very few things like that where that happens. And then the next moment, you're like, if I don't hit this the way I want to hit this, I'm going to break the nearest thing. The nearest thing.
Which is going to be the club in your hand.
Like I would happily snap my pointer finger back to the top of my hand if I don't make this putt. Like, this is ridiculous. It's just such an intense fluctuation.
It is like the swing of emotions in this game. It's like, I wonder why we're psychotic.
Yeah,
we're psychotic.
If you are, like you said, like if you are trying to get into the sport because you want to be closer to someone, or like there's an ulterior motive.
Sure.
It's
not. Will die. It will
it's
die.
Gonna die
so
immediately.
Quick.
Yeah. And I never like. I'm so, again, like, not to bring up dating. It's not like I'm single or anything.
Possibly,
like,
I don't know.
When I say that I golf, no matter who I speak to, whether it's like someone I want to date or just like a friend that I kind of have begun to meet, there's like one of two reactions.
Oh.
And one is like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Like, you know, and in their head I'm like, oh, you think that I'm a country club, like stuffy, or like total like conservative, like, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter your politics, but just like a jerk.
Oh, sure.
You know.
Sure.
And just like someone who like doesn't give a shit about like watering the land, and I'm like such an asshole for this.
You clearly
and that.
hate the planet, man.
Or there's the person who's like, want to go tomorrow morning. I'm like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Where are we playing? I have time.
Yes, I don't care. Like, one more beer, please. Thank you. I just met the love of my life.
Cheers to all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, cheers to that for sure.
What would you say, like, if you let's tease that out. What would you say to the person that is like, you can see it behind their eyes that they've already decided that you are the country club elitist asshole?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to them to convince them you should actually give it a try? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've had this thought so many times. Like, even so, like, I went to St. Andrews, right? I was there for 15 months.
Yes.
And like, I would go on dates, and like they were more accepting of a golfer there, obviously.
Well, yeah,
because
it's like
I'm there.
It's
like,
in
actually,
it.
like, they're the people who shouldn't be there. Like, they are the people who should not be there. Like, I should be there because it's St. Andrews. And like,
Right.
the fact that they don't golf and get to do it for effectively free is like, something's wrong with you.
Such a waste.
Yeah, that's
Such a
just like
waste.
such a waste of get
out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt like when even there, like, I just like was very cautious about like, oh, I am or am not a golfer. Like, should I say it? Should I not say it? And I would always be like, oh yeah, like, you know, I kind of like to golf. But I would always think about like, how can I convince this person that like, this is the most difficult sport I've ever experienced.
Ever in my life.
I literally cannot think of a sport that would be more difficult.
No.
I can't.
And I comedically tried as an adult person to hit a volleyball, and it was awful. And the comments that I got from my friends that we were coaching together, the comments that I got from them, they were like, how is it that you can't do this? You are a professional athlete, actually a professional athlete. How can you not hit a volleyball? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, this is hard, but what I do is 1,000 times harder.
Yeah. Because I don't know. Like, for me, like, I actually, well, two things, but I'll start with, like, when I would have those thoughts of, like, how am I going to convince you? I started thinking about, like, okay, how can I connect with you in, like, a life?
Yeah.
Like, not like, I'm not trying to convince you that, like, golf clothes are cool, or that, like, the sport, like, helps you lose weight and makes you strong.
Because
or,
both
like,
of those
like,
statements
both
are
of those are
lies.
so fucking
Lies.
not true.
Not true.
Yeah, you're gonna get fat and you're gonna look stupid. I promise.
That collared shirt looks awful on
Yeah.
you. And it also stinks.
And it also smells. They never
So,
don't smell.
They never smell
I
clean.
don't know
Like
what
you
it is.
you get the fucking shirt, and within 4 wears of that shirt, no matter if you washed it 10 minutes ago, it always stinks now.
So it's, I don't know.
And the fact that
it's big deodorant.
Yes, and yeah, okay. And the fact that I'm now being sold on a whole host of other things to make sure that the bacteria that now just lives in the fibers of my clothes is what stinks.
Yeah.
You guys, come on.
Gnarly.
Anyway.
You know what doesn't stink after a round of golf? A t-shirt.
A cotton t-shirt.
Just
which
a
is
fucking
why I'm
t-shirt.
wearing it right
Yeah.
now.
But, like, okay, so I'm not trying to convince you that, like, any of these things. But I thought to myself, like, okay, you're a social person, like the person I'm talking to.
Sure.
You enjoy the idea of meeting interesting people. You enjoy the idea of just, like, having a conversation. And, like, if you give it a chance, like, 2 things are going to happen at the same time. You're going to get a little bit better at this fucked up sport, and you're probably going to meet someone who's going to, in some way, shape, or form, influence you in a way that someone at the skate park will not.
Yeah.
Like, someone at a bar will not.
Right.
Someone, I mean, you can play pickup soccer, you can play pickup basketball, you might have a conversation here and there, whatever, but golf is slow enough where you spend 2 to 5 hours, like you say, with someone you don't know, if in the beginning stages when you're just, like, kind of going out on your own. And that was, like, that's kind of, like, I think my strongest stance is, like, I have so many friends that I've gathered throughout my life
Very
that
social guy.
are very super the most social.
The most
But, like,
popular, everyone.
very much within my, like, comfortable radius, right? Like, they like the same music. Like, they like to do this, they like to do that, whatever. I have so many golf friends that are so fucking far out of that circle.
Oh, like you would never do anything together other than golf.
I mean, initially.
Yeah.
But then you start golfing with them more.
Yes.
And you start to learn more about who they are as a person.
Yes.
And so if anyone is, like, someone who believes in believing in others, giving them a chance, like, this sport is amazing because you, in theory, can do that.
You have time.
And, like,
you have the time.
You have the time. And I think that that's, like, the coolest part. Like, it's fun when you hit a cool shot. It's fun when you get a birdie. It's fun, like, you know, like, just, like, having some beers or whatever it is. But when you, like, you know, months later or whatever, find yourself, like, golfing with this dude again, who, like, originally you're like, I don't think this person and I
will ever have one.
I don't know if I should talk to this person again. Like, and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
But then you do, and you're like, I can't believe that I'm actually, like, this close with this person. I mean, I get more I love yous from, like, my random golf buddies up here.
Oh, sure.
Than I do, like, just casual, like friends. And I see these guys, like, way less than casual friends, you know?
I know exactly what you mean. I actually think it's like, I mean, I hate to relate it deeply to trauma bonding, but it can get to that place because you know this now because you actually have been to Bandon and you played a course in the worst of the weather, the worst. And it's like you've gone to battle.
Right.
Right? And you're suffering together. It's like when I went, the first year I went and I played with Junior, who was not prepared for the rain. Not even a little. The man went out there in cotton pants. And it was raining and blowing so hard that he was soaking wet before we ever even teed off. So by the 12th hole, I was like, man, are you okay? And he was like, I am so cold. I feel like my penis has just retreated inside my body. I was like, yeah, it's
You're like,
pretty-
what penis?
Yeah. But that kind of suffering, like we did it together.
Yeah.
We played 18 holes together in horrible, horrible weather.
Yeah.
But the next 3 days were magical, and we got to talk about all of that together. And years later,
Yeah.
Junior and I will have that experience until we're dead.
Totally.
And, you know, I can play basketball with lots of people. I could attempt volleyball. I probably won't ever again. You know, recreation, softball, all that's really fun. But I don't talk as much in those sports. You know, softball, it's because we're so spread out and you're like focused on not getting hit in the face with a ball. And then basketball, like I can't breathe. So I'm not going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be managing staying upright. But
Right.
golf, I get your undivided attention,
Yeah.
especially if we're someplace where there's no cell service. I get your undivided attention if we play 18 holes for 5 hours. And if I like you, we're going to have drinks and food after. And the whole time we're together, we are figuring out, could we do this again?
Right.
Would we want to do this again? And, you know, maybe it's a 50-50 shot, who knows? But at least you get to have that interview with them in
Yeah.
a space where it's very likely that you're going to see their true colors because they're going to do something that they dislike. So they're going to respond
Right.
to whatever. So you know, you feel like you know that person in one afternoon of time.
And even if they don't show their true colors,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I know what it feels like to duff it like that.
Yeah.
And like your reaction is either very controlled,
Yes.
which like, or you just it's just like, I feel like we all know what it feels like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
You're
feels
either-
different for
so-
everyone, but it feels the same.
Yes.
And so you're like, okay, I've known people that have like thrown clubs over telephone wires, and I know people that just go, well,
Oh,
shucks,
shucks.
that's a doozy. And
doozy.
you're like, okay,
I don't know which one is real, but
deep
yeah.
down, everyone is just like,
Deep down, everyone is the club chucker.
everyone's the club
Everyone's
chucker.
the club
Every
chucker.
single person.
Yep.
For sure.
Because I've never done anything more frustrating in my life.
Yeah. And I've also never, I mean, baseball, skating, maybe a tiny bit, but
Yeah.
like soccer, video games, whatever,
Yeah.
music, I don't know. I've never wanted to like smash something. But like in
Totally.
golf, I'm like,
Oh.
the
Literally
only
every
reason
club
I
into
have
my
not broken
bag,
my
it
current
just-
irons is because
it's-
they're mats. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
If they were
Yes.
not, I think I would have
Yeah,
probably
it's-
broken my
yeah,
5 iron at this
I
point.
hear you.
I'm just
I
like,
hear
I'm
you.
done.
Yeah.
One thing that I was thinking of was like how memorable golf is compared to, and this is just me, but like I don't remember my first time at a new skate park.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's an epic skate park in San Jose.
Yeah.
And like I went there once, and like I don't remember if it was my first or second or third time that I was there that I saw Steve Caballero, who's like legendary skater.
Okay.
And I remember just seeing him in the bowl and being like, oh my god,
Ooh.
like holy shit, this is like seeing Rory play your home course. You're like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
What
Like this
is
is so
happening?
cool.
Yeah.
And then, but like I don't remember specifically, and like baseball, don't remember anything. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Video games. I mean, even playing music. Like I guess I maybe can think about a few like firsts.
Yeah.
But like one thing that I like can remember, and it's granted it's not here, like it's not in Healdsburg, but like when I went to St. Andrews, the first thing I did was like obviously get the pass that I needed to get as a student.
Yeah.
But then I immediately like the next day was like, I'm going to the new course because I
Yep.
know I can't get on the old course yet.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I play 4 holes. I don't give a
I'm
shit.
going.
Like I'm going.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting paired with this like American dude, and he like has a caddy, and he talks to me about like his daughter is a freshman, so he's here like dropping her off, and you know, just like this long like conversation. He's from
Yeah.
Texas. There were like certain putts like on certain holes that, like I vividly remember, and I feel like this sport like seeps into you
It
in
does
a
that.
way that's like
Yeah. It does that.
and you can recall, like I guarantee, I don't remember the guy's name, But I guarantee you, if I just like, hey, like we actually played once when you dropped off your daughter as a freshman. It was just you and me on the new course. He'll be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember your putt on hole 4.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. And it's like that is something that happens in a lot of like facets, like throughout a lot of facets of life. But I think golf is like so intense in that way because you can have like a life-changing experience.
I know exactly
at
what
random.
you mean. Yeah.
You can't do that with skateboarding or basketball.
Right.
Like, I mean,
you could. I think you.
it's skateboarding, maybe you could.
I think skateboarding, yeah, because like
I
if
always
you're out
bring
there
it
doing
up.
like the hardest trick you've ever tried,
Right.
and you know it's something that you learn from this person that you mentioned who I don't know, Tony.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Tony, Texas. Oh, Kevin. Yeah.
It's that skate. Anyway, I think it's like back to that, the shared suffering kind of thing. It's like you're bonded over that piece of it, but you also can bond over these massive victories, right? If you are a golfer who has played one time or has played 1,000 times, you remember what it was like when you did something that felt impossible. Mm-hmm. Literally impossible.
The first time I ever jumped and screamed and hugged my best friend. I officiated this man's wedding.
Yeah.
I've known him for however long.
Yeah.
Was not when he got married. It was not when he proposed. It was not when he and I had the most we like climbed the school and maybe did or did not go into the bell tower of the local school.
No
We're
one's
not
talking
after
about
hours.
that.
No, we don't talk about that. When he got his hole in one,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like giddy little teenagers.
Giddy.
We were just like
Giddy.
screaming
Yeah.
and jumping. I was like, there's something so like raw.
It is so raw, the emotion, because you know how hard it is. And not even, let me say that differently. It's not even that it's hard. It just feels improbable.
Right.
It feels like the possibility of you being able to do that is back to like your comparison of the number of people that are like you, of it's like it feels like 1 in a million chances that it would even happen. The one and only hole in one I ever had, it was here on hole 1, and I was with a kid who could give a fuck about golf.
Classic.
It was so dumb. It was
You're like, damn it, I
horrible. It's
need
like,
you to attest.
God, I need you to attest, and you aren't even paying attention. You don't care. Like, you want to
Yeah.
be here less than any other person I've ever seen in my life. And I've never had one since. But the day that I have one, I really, really hope it's like your experience, being with your friend, because you want to be able to share that thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you. Do you want to tell me about your shorts? You started a story earlier today.
Okay, I'm not going to name the brand because they're a good brand. But here's what pisses me off. There's this whole new wave, like millennial wave of like, oh, when I sit down, my shorts need to go above my knee.
Oh.
Like, that's the cool thing.
Right.
You can no longer have like knee length shorts. You're like total dad or whatever.
Right.
And like, I'm not a dad to my knowledge, so I don't buy the dad shorts. When in reality, those are the most comfortable shorts ever made.
Ever.
But the most comfortable shorts is a $15 pair of basketball shorts in Walmart. Like,
What 100%.
hard stop.
They stretch every direction.
they're loose.
They're loose.
They're cool.
Nothing is
Not
touching
cool,
you.
but like they're
They're not cool. They're hideous.
breezy is what I meant.
Yes, exactly. Cool in the affect. Yes.
But these fucking things like cost more than a tank of gas, and they're like designed for golf, and I'm like, okay, sweet. First of all, the back right pocket, which that's where I put my glove. I know a lot of golfers
Same.
do back left.
No, I don't. Those people, I don't know who they are. I am a back right
Those
pocket.
PGA people.
Those PGA people,
we
they can
don't-
get out of
yeah,
here.
they
You
can
know
get the
what?
hell outta
Forget
here.
it. Yes.
Back right pocket on these shorts, zipper.
Okay.
Are you shitting me?
Why?
And one of those little micro teeth zippers
Why are
too.
you putting a zipper in the back pocket anyway? You know
Who?
what
This
also-
is like the
I
most
don't
dad
know.
design. It's like, oh, just in case someone tries to steal your wallet on the course,
In
I can
case.
zip it up. Like,
You know what?
the
It's
hell?
like one step removed from making just the pocket and the zipper waterproof, because for what, I don't know, fill in the blank of reasons of why they do things.
So that's annoying to me.
Yes.
2, there's like this tightness effect, which
Yeah.
like a lot of golf pants are tight.
Yeah.
Don't really understand why, but
This trend is so weird too.
it's a
because
strange.
there was a trend, you know, like in the 40s or whatever. The pants were big.
So jealous of that
I
trend.
want that. You know what? We should just bring that back.
And what's his face? Day, who has his company that kind of does the older school kind of stuff.
I love that. It's like,
which is like, I like the look.
yeah, because he's wearing those bigger pants are cuffed and they pleated in the front. I don't like pleats, but I mean, I could get down if the legs were big enough. The other piece is like wearing a sweater vest. You're wearing the sweater vest over maybe your t-shirt. You could wear a golf shirt or not, but if you're wearing a sweater vest, just like a cable knit with those pants, nobody's saying shit to you at the golf course. They're gonna be like, sir, I'm gonna have to deny your entrance because you don't have a collar on. They're just gonna be like, man, there's so much swag here right now.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
You know what? I gotta actually ask you to leave because you're gonna embarrass everyone here.
Yeah, exactly.
With your style.
The one outfit I got like the most compliments on was I had these super billowy like women's pants I found at Goodwill.
See?
And they were like total like
yeah.
part of like a pantsuit vibe.
Right.
But they were like kind of checkered.
Yep.
And like everyone was like, "Where'd you get those?" And I was like, "These were $8
at the Goodwill."
At the Goodwill, and also, I don't know how women's zippers work, but it's very different than
very different than a men's zipper.
Like this feels weird when I put it on, but once it's on, I love it. But these fucking things are tight, and they're not comfortable, and I don't even know if they look good. I feel like currently they don't, but like, the fact that I'm supposed to wear this like athletic short with in a sport where I actually use my pockets a lot.
The whole time.
The main pocket has a zipper. The other pockets are too tight on my legs to get in. And then when I set up to like I set up for a drive every time, that shot I was telling you about, where like my ball is in a divot and I think to myself, I can take my 60-degree wedge and hit it over this tree because I am good at golf. When in reality, I've never done that in my life.
Not once.
Not a single time. I don't know what the fuck. And I was even. I was even through all the
Coming
holes.
into all this.
And I tell myself, like, you know what, Flores?
You can do it.
You should try hitting the stupidest shot ever. Because you could, if you made it, you could also get another par, which is like, why wouldn't I just kick out and get the bogey?
You should have just picked up and gone to the next hole and wrote an 8 on the card.
And in fact, I got a 9, but I plant myself and I'm like looking at this ball and I'm like ready. And the only thing I can think about is the inseam. And I'm like, why?
Why is that?
Why is this not flexing right? Like, why am I so tight?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Every drive I took today, I was like, every time I picked a ball up out of the cup, I thought I was gonna rip my pants. I was like, this is like, and I didn't buy pants that are undersized. I might not be in the best shape in the world.
Whatever,
but dear Lord.
I know, but that's the thing. Like, to be able to, I don't know. I understand your pain with this.
Tank top, Walmart basketball shorts, fucking flip-flops. Best golf.
I'm not an advocate for that. I think that looks hideous in all respects.
It looks terrible.
Even at the gym, I think that looks hideous. But,
oh my gosh!
But I hear you, right? Like,
but the comfort.
It's the comfort. It's the comfort of it.
I'm jealous of basketball players.
Yeah.
They get to wear like this loose, like whatever that material is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, dude, we've been talking. It's 7:20.
Oh, nice. Epic. Sorry. You go forever. You're right. We could literally go forever.
I told you we would talk for hours. I'm telling you. Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining us for episode 1. This is Alex. I'm Amanda. We hope you golf better, but I'm sure you're not going to get that from this video. But do find community. Like, that's the whole point. We want you to have community. Well, I want you to have community. Till next time. See ya. Oh, that was cool.
Sweet.
I hope the camera didn't die. Oh, hell yeah, we still rolling. This is